R has a number of built-in functions to calculate summary statistics. What I have done is to load the trees data set, and let's just issue the stir command to take a look at the structure of this particular data set, and you can see that there are three different variables. All are numeric variables, and for our purposes here, let's just concentrate on girth. So what I can do is to figure out what the mean value of girth is by issuing the mean command, and I'll need to specify the data set, which is trees, and then girth is the variable. So I'll run that and I get my value of 13.24839. What I'm going to do now is to attach the trees data set, and that will make it unnecessary for me to have to type in trees $sign every time. So now R knows that if I specify, it knows that I'm specifying the trees data set. So let's calculate the median of girth, and you can see the value is 12.9 down below. I can also calculate the standard deviation, so measure of the variability. Do that like so. A non-parametric measurement of variation is called the median absolute deviation, or MAD, and I can calculate that. So there's my value down below. I can calculate the minimum value of girth. That lowest value is 8.3. The maximum value, 20.6. Then a very useful series of summary statistics is the 5-number system. So issue the 5num command and do that for girth. And what I've got are the 5 numbers below. The lowest number is the minimum value, which we calculated earlier, 8.3. The highest value on the far right is the maximum value, 20.6, as you can see there. The middle value, 12.9, is the median value, which we calculated here. And then these two values, the second and the fourth, are the 25th and 75th percentiles respectively. So for the 11.05 value, 25% of all values are below that, 75% are above, and for 15.25, 25% of the values are higher than that number, and 75% are below. We'll find that using the 5num system is important when you're plotting box plots. There is a very useful command called the summary command, and I'm going to issue the summary command on all three of the variables. So we're going to do the summary on the trees data set and issue that command, and what you can see is that I get the essentially the 5 numbers, the min, first quartile, the median, the third quartile, and the maximum, as well as the mean value for each of my 3 variables. That's a very useful feature. There are other statistics that we might want to calculate that the summary statistics will not give you, and a very useful package that I like is one called the psych package. If you don't have the psych package installed in your copy of R, then that's the command to do so. I won't run that command here because I already have it installed, but once you install the package, then you still need to load it. So I'm going to require that psych be used here, and I'm all set there. So what I can do now is just to use the command describe, and I'll say that I want all the variables in trees to be described by psych, and when I do that, I get the values down here. So one of the statistics that I get is the sample size, n, but I got the mean, standard deviation, median. The trim mean means that the top 5% and the bottom 5% of the values are removed. So I'm looking more at the central portion of the distribution, trying to minimize the effect of any outliers. There's the median absolute deviation again, the minimum and maximum. There's the range, the difference between the minimum and the maximum. And then there's the standard error, which you can see here. And then there are two higher moments of distribution called skew and kurtosis that can be very useful in some analyses.